just went to pick up some of my tobacco product. The one a brand I like to smoke, the Bugler. Anyway, fucking crazy. Let me put the light away. It shuts off, so fast. It's a different type of tobacco, so getting rainwater in the car, that's always cool. Didn't bring my cloth, so that sucks. But anyway, kind of hard to think. Maybe I'm not in the video making mood. Get tired of it. I'm gonna go. What the fuck is this shit? Everybody backing up at the same time or what? So anyway, I took my hoodie off. Can't stand when the freaking, windshield wipers are so loud. It's so annoying. They should be so smooth. I'm gonna talk about, my Antec stories. They were so freaking loud too, especially one of the trucks, the Ford. It was just so unbelievable. Freightliner too, I remember it was winter and I was going to upstate New York, and I stopped. I exhausted the whole windshield wiper fluid. I had to go buy another one, and it was just because it was snowing. And when I would activate the windshield wiper, it would just smudge all that snow all over the windshield, the windshield panel, and it was just like I could barely see, So I was just worried. I was like scared, like what the, what if what if I can't see out the window? And I just got to the point where it just was no more windshield washer fluid, and I was like, what the fuck, and he's like, what the fuck, my helper's gonna do? He's like, what am I gonna do? Fucking retard, it wasn't even that. I just like, it's scary when you're driving, Stefan, don't be an idiot about it, and then like people just don't understand it till they go through it or something, It's like, when you go through it, it's like, what, you have to think outside the box or something like that. You're in the car, you can't see that, I can't see on the window bay. What if I, drive into somebody? Would you even care? It's not so much about the other person, but it's like, you go to your manager and stuff, well, he should be dealing with that. And he just, he's like, well, how much you pay for the windshield? It's expensive? I'm like, fuck you. Is it expensive? Why? Because, your boss lady over there is gonna, get mad at you because I overspend $25, $50 on windshield washer fluid with my own money, huh? Think I'm gonna go shopping around for windshield washer fluid when I'm on deliveries and stuff, just to save $1, yeah? I'm gonna research that on my phone. My T-Mobile, considering I get, coverage, I got like 2 bars or 1 bar or something, I'm gonna have to worry about that too, but then it's like, I gotta shop around that store and wasting time, then, you lose more money than I'm out looking for it, don't you, in the long run, I mean, efficiency is key. Like how am I explain to that guy? But it wasn't even that. Just like and yeah, I was driving the Freightliner, which I loved it because it was manual and he was sitting high up, this and that. But it was just like the windshield wipers were just old, and it was like actually a couple times I was like, listen, man, I'm just not gonna drive. That's how I tell you. If you want to fire me, fire me, but I'm not fucking driving it. And they had a little booklet, like especially when we went to New York. I'm just gonna put down, I don't know if I told them, so I'm gonna put windshield wipers are defective, and you know what? I'm gonna pull over, and they had a service area, but you had to be. It was over something, so I didn't have to stop in a particular area. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna show a cop that. I'm gonna show them that. Yeah, and it's like what? Why'd you get in a truck? This and that. I paid the ticket, but then it's like what? I'm gonna pay the ticket for what? And it's like that was another thing. Like some guy, Mario Kozlowski, he got like a ticket for like this and that, and everybody had to write a book like when they went across interstate, and they're saying you have to write, you have to keep the book, even when you're in Jersey. I'm like, I'm not gonna do that stuff. It's like a lot of stuff. I ain't tell cops. A lot of stuff is just fucking defective. I mean, this truck doesn't have emergency brakes. Why am I putting in a booklet and I'm safe? The fuck is that? When the fucking manager and whatever doesn't want to do it, they're too cheap about it or some shit. They don't want to take care. What am I supposed to stress about it? But yeah, the windshield wipers, not only were they loud, because the rubber just was worn off. They just didn't work, and they didn't they didn't wipe properly. I mean, yeah, there are people that just I know a couple that just drive and just they don't even care about like wiping the windshield. They just let the rain go over it. It's just another thing that's weird, It's like, why don't you do that? But anyway, just random things that popped in my mind as I'm driving. Going to the supermarket, I'm gonna just get a couple products. Going to a hardware store and get some kind of adhesive. I got certain things I want to do. And a fog light for this car. It's a Kia. I called one franchise store, but 2 stores, $17 for the light bulb. Which it is pricey, but as long as it works, because this car, at least to my my perception, the lights, they're just very weak. Air conditioner is very weak too. So I just, I gotta, maybe not today, because it is around 8:30ish, so I'm gonna look a couple places, so I save a couple dollars for the fog light. But save a couple dollars for the fog light. But today I'm just gonna get simple things from the supermarket and maybe the adhesive. Home Depot is probably still open, so let's see it. Just thinking, I'm in the parking lot. Just came from the supermarket. What else did I forget something? Bags. Didn't get what I was gonna get. Can't stand it. I got money, and it's like this supermarket. I mean, it's the necessities, but food is really expensive. Like meat products, you buy the cheapest for like $6-7. I'm not even talking about having like a family, kids, and a wife, like 3-4 people. It's ridiculous. But I used to get support from the state for food. It was roughly like $350 a month. I mean, it's not like I get the most expensive things. Like, what am I supposed to eat? Just cereal and milk all day? I did that before. It helped me with weight loss. I still do it, but it's like, And I'm not gonna put down spam, but like canned foods, the cheapest stuff. I'm not supposed to go to a food bank, and it's like mom gave me she gives me money for food, she gave me $50, and it rang up like $66. Like fuck, and that's one of the things that one of the things I like going into the self service. I could take my time, and there's like no one behind me, and I don't feel pressure like to hurry, especially when you gotta give stuff back. And I've been through it a couple times, so it doesn't bother me anymore. But I always pick the expensive stuff, that I like for like $6-7. I give up, I took back pork chops away. There was like 7 or something, so I was like, oh, I had 7, and like 2 more things, and it came down under 50. So I was like, all right. But it's like what I get that was so expensive. I mean, great quality. Peppers, some kind of cut peppers was the cucumbers. It is a matter of taste. I guess to survive you don't need that. I guess you just need maybe like an apple, a little bit of milk. I don't know, even cheap. Even peanut butter is not that really cheap. And I'm not talking about the plant-based, vegan one. It just doesn't have any taste. It's like $4, $5, $6 for that. Even the jelly, it's like it costs money. And you go through with that. But anyway, not even getting on that. Water, like Essentia. That's what I used to drink when I was staying in New York. It just, and they had like for like a bottle for like $2. So I was like, why pay, or something like maybe a little more, but it just like it's that 9.5 pH. It's pH is a balance. It's the way they taste water, how it's clean. And some water is just like gross. Like I don't drink tap water. I'm not gonna drink from the sink. I don't even put that in the mechanism, the not the coffee maker, but the like a electric pot to brew coffee. I use distilled water, Poland Spring distilled water. And those are those hard gallons. That's the only ones I get. But lately my cat doesn't even want to touch that. And it's like she looks at the bowl, and I just feel frustrated. It's like, I mean, what if she feels, she feels obviously dehydrated. She wants to drink water. And I remember watching videos about that, and there's like, there's cats that just go and they sit by the bowl and just look at it, and she meows. She calls me, she just sits there. And I'm just like, I'm her kind of, I want her to have the best water out there, me, whatever, if it's toxic, this and that. And, animals are strong too, but, they're fully aware of, like, they have their senses, But anyway, on and on and on. I am going to upload a video about a cereal. It came out to under a minute. I don't want it to be a short, so I'm gonna touch it up. But it's important how to save money on foods, because it's like you could just save you could save a couple dollars if you just if you just think about it. You add the numbers up. The container size, even weight. This about the container size, like the ounces. I count in grams because it's much faster and easier, convenient, and you add it up and versus the price tag. You'll save like $2-3 on items depending on what you're getting. I always try to do that if they have the larger size or the smaller size. Traditionally the larger size is a little cheaper and based on matter of consumption per time. But anyway, I was just gonna talk about the rhyming scheme and just getting your vocals up, and also what they say, the flow, like an artist or rapper's flow. I'm not gonna point rappers in history how people see each other's flows, this and that. He sounds nice, and yeah, people do that too. That's not a crime. I don't think you get sued for that, but it is kind of shady. It's kind of weird. Like is it all that bad? I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. It is a bit weird, but if you want to do it, I guess go do it. There's more worse things to do, like stealing people's rhymes and lyrics. But it's like the rhyming pattern. I did slam poetry a verse and that video with Spam, Rich Spam, and it's like I practiced that, and I have it recorded. Um, I didn't record every time I tried, but the last like two, and one of them wasn't just even the one that I uploaded wasn't that great. It's like as far as slam poetry, it just sounded like it was just a little bit generic to a certain degree. I still got to work on that. But I was thinking about that. It's like you really have to, even when you're doing slam poetry, like that's kind of what I like. It's like you gotta get into it, and you gotta feel it. You gotta accentuate some words. You gotta either cut down words in half or something, or you gotta stop and say it differently. It's very important, and it shows what I was thinking, like personality or character. You know. Attitude. There it is. That's a good word. It shows a certain attitude. You gotta have an attitude about it. You can't just read it freely like that. Even if you memorize it, all right, great. You memorized something and you read it. But you gotta get into it and just even like actors when they get into the role, they just they rehearse it and they just they really it's like they really mean it. And that's one thing. But when you do the slam poetry, even rappers with music, they just have to practice it. And every song is different. I mean, I don't know how these people just remember stuff. I have so many things on my mind. I can't remember that. I was reading it of my old poetry page. I had to, I was on my cell phone recording it, and I was just reading it line for line. And a couple words I messed up. I hiccuped. Towards the end, there was like 2-3 lines I always messed up, so I redid it again. But it's the rhyming pattern, and it's how it's how it comes off. Your voice is important, but how you make it sound. So I think that's pretty cool, and I like the fact that I don't want to, I like the fact that I should have recorded a couple more versions of how it really sounded in the beginning, because it was just like, I'm not gonna put this on. Come on, I gotta really get into that. And what that would serve is just for my learning purposes, and also I don't want to say history, but it's like, wow, see, this is how I sounded, this and that, and this is how I improved. Even that. Let's say I have videos of me like stretching and doing something, and I was better months ago because I was a little bit more flexible. But I even have that, and it's like, would I really want to go through that? And it's like, oh, this I'm doing wrong, or maybe I should do it like that, or maybe it's just common sense. But that I would save, and I don't know if I'm gonna upload it. I'm just gonna keep it for myself. It's just something I never really practice on. Always, even when I rhymed and stuff over songs, yeah, I would take certain people's flows, but I just never really had like a style or something. And all my writing, it never really. Some of it maybe went with a certain flow, but I never really practiced, rehearsed it out loud. One I did to certain people was in front of the Breaking Benjamin concert when they were getting in, and it wasn't all that great. But the lyrics and the wording was decent. It just that it didn't have a certain kind of nice flow to it. But it's just very it's just very not odd, but it feels good once you you get into it, and you're like, I gotta fix that, and I gotta say this like that. And a lot of times, a couple of times that when I was doing that, it's like certain things I said different than the previous time. So I was like, should I say it like that? I'm just gonna, I don't know. I didn't rehearse and study it. And I was also thinking, like, what if I know there's gotta be books about accentuating, rap and this and that. The whole how many bars you got, not cell bars, not cell phone bars, not cell bars, just I guess it's a rhyming verse. I mean, I gotta look up the definition and study that, but there's gotta be books on how to pronounce properly and do this and that, and just writing patterns, this and that. I just never really studied that. I never studied or read anything like that. I just I don't know, say freebase off the top of my head, mess around with it. the whole slam poetry thing. Uh, yeah, 83 or 86. I think it was Chicago. I already talked about that. It was, somewhere in Midwest that they just, it was like, I read something that their poetry in general was just boring. And somebody just, took, it was a white person. It doesn't matter, but they took just regular poetry and poetry readings, and they took what hip hop was, rap music, and they combined it with slam poetry, without a beat, without music, and just, you gotta have a certain attitude and a character and personality about it. And, context is important as well, very important. And, it is entertaining. It is entertaining, just, you're not gonna be dancing to it, probably, probably not gonna play it, in your car when you're driving. I mean, you could, why not? But, it's just a little bit, different, than, just music in general. Where did I put the claw? The claw is here. It's not a seltzer. It's a utensil for cleaning my pipe. Twig claw. There it is. That's better. That's better. There we go. Get out. I do want to get it to the bottom, just to make it extra clean. I don't have any water on me. That's all right. I didn't buy the $9 6-pack of Essentia. Though it seemed like a good price. I'm thinking about either, getting like a filter, water filter, $30-$40, depending on how good they are. I'm not gonna buy something for $30-$40 and it just doesn't get everything, when I could just, I don't know, do something else, And I know there's probably have water tanks out there that, the people live somewhere and they got fresher, better water. In Poland, my grandma, I don't know if both of them, actually a couple of them, I think maybe 2 of them, but I remember one, in the video I made with my early life and stuff, she had, it slipped my mind then, it's slipping now. It's an in-ground, I don't want to say tunnel, but a gigantic hole, for a better word. It's rounded or something, and it's got usually rocks, or like rocks all around it. What is that? Anyway, there's fresh water in there, from the ground. And she would put it on the pot and boil whatever, I think you could also just take water, boil it, right, and like distill water, and just let it sit there and let it cool off. I think that's pretty healthy as well too. Jeez. I don't want to talk about the ring. That's where they threw that girl. That she had that. It wasn't as scary though. It wasn't as deep. You couldn't see past like 2-3 feet in there. And eventually, like, they stopped using it and they got rid of it. Jesus, I should look it up. Anywho, it was just really cool. She had a bucket. There was a bucket, and then I think there was an overtop kind of guard. I saw some place in West Jersey. They have a lot of those. Fuck, paint all over the place. Anyway, it's some of them are decorative pieces. But imagine you live a place where you actually have that, and you could just get fresh water and stuff like that. The places, like there's, I think in Ohio or something like that, when the water's contaminated, or Minnesota, I don't even know, and it's been contaminated for years. It's like, wow, man, people just, they don't care about their environment, including what they do to other people. I doubt the people that contaminate and responsible live in that area. I mean, it's a good thing, you know. Another thing I was watching, they still have in the world, like, not just a water mill, but they have a water mill. They use it for electricity, or they use it just to, like, beat make flour. It's just so cool, you know. You know, to have that process from scratch. You know, obviously, you know, like here in where I'm at, I mean, I probably couldn't do that, you know, but it's just something that, you know, the ancient times, you know, that they have and we still have in certain places, that just, you know, it's pure, and it's just way better, you know. How much trust can you have in people, not just from the water contamination, but you go to the store and you try to read the ingredients, and there's things that you can't even pronounce, you know. Must to Google research, I guess, you know, research what that chemical is, because a lot of these things that, you know, I want to buy, like, I was thinking of, you know, minced garlic with onion or something, but, you know, they put something in there so it's easy flowing. I guess, you know, once they would have it naturally, it wouldn't flow from the container, or wouldn't just flow into the container. I mean, at least they wrote that, you know, at least they're honest about that. But, you know, like, in the long term, what does that really do to you, you know? And it's not just that. There's certain, you know, rubs, or, like, you know, spices I was looking at, just one brand, they have it doesn't even say what the ingredient is. It just says paprika on the front, you know, and it's like, all right, you know, but that paprika is way different color than the one that actually says the ingredients on the back. You know, it's like, shouldn't you have that to begin with? And I was looking at a drink. It's a ShopRite. It's a major franchise here in East Coast. There was this one drink, you know, it was like a grapefruit drink, and it's like, it has sugar. It didn't say cane sugar, just sugar. All right, but then it didn't have the expiration date on it. On that, you know, on that little drink, you know, it was like $1.79. So I know, you know, it looked like it was good. You know, the beer distributor I work with, yeah, the beer was okay, but, you know, didn't have expiration dates on it. I mean, isn't there like a, you know, Food and Drug Administration in this country? And I could tell when beer is bad, you know. I can't tell that, but it just, you know, it's certain beer cans, and you know, Emtek there, it was in a can, so you're not gonna be able to tell. It could have been 2, 3, 4 years old. You clean the can, how do you know? You know? Yeah, certain people got sick of the stuff I drank too. I don't know if it was of the same palate, but, you know, they got sick, and it's like, you know, the guy was like, well, what am I supposed to do? I got fired, this and that. I was like, you know, I didn't want to go there, say anything or something. Or even if he said, he's like, well, why'd you take it? What, you want me mine? I'm like, Jesus, dude. Like, you know, maybe you shouldn't even, you know, you shouldn't have been doing that. You should watch it better, you know. But yeah. Al Capone over there with his, you know, milk expiration dates because his daughter got sick. And that was in the, what, 30s, 40s? I think it was in the 1930s or something like that. Wow. You know, 90 years later, and it's like people just, like, throw that away. It's like people are just getting, you know, much more negligent, criminal-minded, careless, and anything like that. Freaking disturbing, you know? But, yeah, about 10:08 right now. I have to go home. No beer tonight. Just the pipe, maybe some work, maybe coffee, I don't know. Sit outside and enjoy the rain. Ah, it stopped raining. Ah, fuck, everything's going wrong. No, I'm kidding about that. Even the windshield wipers are complaining. Like, get me off of it. I'm tired. Been here too long. Get me out of here. That's the end of that one. It's all right. Ooh, easy. I don't want to burn mom's car down. Put holes in the car like I put holes in my sweatpants. And basketball shorts. Why not? Here we are. The Bugler. 0.65 of an ounce. It's under an ounce. Yeah. Could have swore I had something else. It was like an ounce 0.5. Maybe it was it wasn't this. It was Captain Black, you know, and you know it was like $11, cheapest I found. You know, this is what, $5.35, so. It doesn't look like it was much more either. I don't know. I gotta check it out. Captain Black, you know, the pipe tobacco, it was pretty decent. I liked it. They have other blends, you know, like a Turkish blend. I think they say Turkish blend, but I think it's from England or something. They have so many varieties. I used to get them in New York. They have them here too, but it's like very rare to find them. It's actually a little bit more expensive than that, you know, by $1 or $2. Everywhere actually. So I haven't had those in a while. They were pretty nice too. I actually kind of like them as well. Probably more than the Captain Black actually, you know. But it's like whatever, you know, your taste buds are. And they're more of a cigarette type of tobacco, you know. Not the traditional long pipe kind of, you know, Sherlock Holmes, if you will, type. Anywho, need some water. Need some water in my mouth. Need some water in my body. Not all day, but right now, no doubt. You gotta figure it out. Anyway, let me drive. Here we are. Ooh, stopped in the first gear. Let me see. Windshield. I just run over a plastic bag or some shit. Oh, shopping carts. They're napping. It's cool it was raining. Like, why would you want to be out in the rain, you know, picking them up, collecting them? My lights on, yep. Second gear, now third. Bring it down to second. And uno. I do love, you know, driving my my Grand Cherokee much more. This is a pretty cool car. It's all right, you know. It's nothing. It's not a Range Rover either, you know. But yeah, I was looking at the Range Rovers. Equivox, I'm mispronouncing it. You know, it's like they go for like around 50,000 plus. Around 50 grand, you know, that's just the sticker price, so, you know, with tax and all that's probably gonna be more, but it was only like, you know, it just so little horsepower. I couldn't believe it. Like, my Grand Cherokee almost has the amount of horsepower that car has, and it was 4-cylinder, you know. It was 4-cylinder. I couldn't believe it. All of them, I think, are 4-cylinder. I was like, you know, like, why would you even, you know, put that much horsepower in a 4-cylinder? it's just very weird. And again, I don't know if it's this electric components, that allow them to do that. I'm just used to my Volkswagen Jetta was a 4-cylinder, and the Ford Tempo I had that I used to drive was a 4-cylinder. Those were the only cars I think I had the 4-cylinder. The Dodge Caravan, minivan that I had, I think was a 6-cylinder, and something like that, I mean, I'm just very particular about that. And on the website of Range Rover, they say, it could go up to 140 miles an hour. I'm just like, well, this car, it says here, 160. Like, I'm not gonna buy it. I mean, you do look at that, but it's not the most important thing, And it's like, even on their website, it's like build your own, and it was just like they were telling me about the seat patterns, like the little pouches or cushioning, and the panel. I'm like, well, that's cool, but I want the specs of the car, and it said the amount of liter capacity of the engine, but it was just so not what I'm used to, When I went on the Jeep website to buy my Grand Cherokee, and even my hand truck, it's like, and I build your own, but I could integrate it, this and that, and it was just very well read, especially the suspension, this and that, the transmission, for example. Like in the Range Rover, I didn't see anything about, the transmission, I did catch on to the horsepower and this, how many cylinders they have, but it was just like, it's talking about next thing he's going to talk about, what kind of not Bluetooth, but speakers, and that's cool too, but it's not the most important thing, I want to know, the steering or whatever, I want to know everything about that, I'm not gonna change that around, But anyway, it's like, and it's just everyone's getting to this point of luxury, and as far as the fundamental things in life, even how to make cars and bicycles, people just they're not too aware of that. They're not too aware. They just don't care. It's like they buy the trendy stuff, what's looking good, and then it's like all right, well, it looks good, but how is the performance like? There's another car. It was a Supra. I mean, it looked like a jet with wheels or something. They did something to the body with all these curves. It was a 2-seater. I was like, dude, what? How much did you pay for that shit, man? It was crazy sports color, so it was very vibrant, and you notice it, but it was just the interior would just look very narrow. It's like, if you're gonna have it like that, get rid of the passenger seat and just race the thing, for fun on the weekends or something. There's a car around here, I don't know how much it is worth. It's worth a lot, at least in my opinion, but, it's a Volkswagen Bug, but it just looks very sporty, and you know what? It's been sitting there for I don't know how long, but yeah, I really like that one, and the body looks good, but it's like, probably won't find that in a dealer, or at least on a website. And if I had money, yeah, I would invest in it. I would do a lot of good things to it, and I would have fun with it. I would race in a safe way on a raceway and stuff. I don't even race, just have fun, a lot of fun. I'm not gonna pay like $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 for a car that just looks hot, but it's like you just drive it, and it's like automatic or something like that. I mean, the Herbie is like I think it's a 5-speed manual. Even that I probably want to upgrade it to 6. Eventually, but 5 is pretty good. And there's a guy with a strobe light on a bicycle. Another reason why I got in scuffles in New York, I used to tell people, what the fuck you doing, man? You're hurting my eyes, bro. I was sitting down once, I was actually, You know, I got my bike stolen. I got in the guy's face about that. She was going up the bridge, and it's like, bro, I can't even look that way. You know, he tried to like fight me or some shit. Got off his little delivery electric bike, try to fight me and shit. You know, he like tried to swing. I saw him, he didn't. He cowered down. He drove away. He rode away like, you know, a real macho man, right? Just like ridiculous. That's like, you know, a little bit of psychological warfare. What that is, you know. First of all, you know, you have that. You have that flashing. You know, I can't see you that well. You know, I just know there's something there, and it distracts me. You know, I mean, you know, I can't even look at it, right? But it's just like, you know, what are you doing to the point where, you know, you're flashing? And the guy was on that side, so I'm not gonna, you know, hit him nonetheless. I'm not gonna run into him. So what are you doing with that? You know, I'm not even gonna talk about reflectors, which I have, but you know, they're cool. But it's like, you know, you're probably not a good bicycle or rider to begin with when you need that. You know, you're like scared, like, oh, either that or you just like, you know, a lot of people in New York told me, what do you care? What are you gonna do? What do you care? Oh, asshole, it's fucking annoying. It's hurting me, man. It's a distraction. Let's say I was on the road. Even when I was on bicycle, I saw that, you know. I can't see you clearly, distracted. I might run into you or something, you know. I might swerve or something. Like, you guys are dangerous, man. You shouldn't be doing that stuff. You know, a guy, one of the first videos I uploaded to my other channel, this guy just had on his pickup, and he just at a gas station, and he's standing just like, you know, it's like flickering and stuff. It's like, bro, it's, is that even legal? I'm not going to talk about the LED lights people have in their cars, and it's just like, you know, it hurts your eye after a while. So we get into this point in this world where, you know, there's all this tech stuff, and, you know, yeah, it's pricey, this and that, but it's really not that great. You know, the quality is very inferior. And it's actually much more destructive. You know, it's a destructive society that, you know, that we're living in. And there's people that just don't care. You know, and you try to point them out, and you be nice about it, they get angry with you, and they try to like fight you. Like, really, bro? You're gonna what? You're gonna hit me? Go ahead, swing at me, bro. Call the cops to say, you know, I started it. I mean, you guys are fucking clowns. You're a joke. And then you're gonna say, oh, you're a joke, man. I have jokes. Come into my channel, I'll tell you a couple. I don't have to know you too much. I'll figure you out. See how you will feel. On some real tip, man. Anyway, just driving around in a car with a boy. A man, by the way, but alrighty then. Yup. And this is why you probably shouldn't do too much. You know, drive around, but I did reduce to, what is it? 10 miles an hour. I had to look at my speedometer. I forget what this one was called. It's like a clock dial. No, it's not. It's neither digital. You know, it's this one doesn't come with it, which is that's fine too. You know, I have a double feature on my Grand Cherokee. I could alternate it. This kid was in my car. It was Shemek. He was illegal, and he wanted to sue the company because they hired him because he was illegal. Some crazy stuff like that. I mean, the guy was just like weird, very weird and creepy, but you know, made no sense whatsoever a lot of times. Anyway, I went to get something to eat for lunch, and he sat in my car, and he kept changing. Like, it kept bothering him. Like, bro, you're in the passenger seat. You know, it was just going. It was like a meter, and it was just showing how fast I was going in my Grand Cherokee. He didn't like that. He became angry at me. He just started changing in my car when I wasn't around. I'm like, well, what the fuck are you doing? Well, I just changed the back. He just looked at me like, well, what's wrong with you, man? You know, he had like a little pen. I think he used to smoke some weed inside because he needed to calm down. Like, is this, you know, is that your medicine now? You know, you're like, it's like 9, 10 in the morning, you know, you're gonna smoke some bud, and you're gonna, what, like, my speedometer is, you know, aggravating you. Like, I'm pretty sure, you know, you got deeper issues on your hand there, bro. I didn't even know too much about him. He said he used to drink, Kwiatkowski over there. Yanushek, as they call him. You know, he said, "Oh, people like that. He's, you know, look at his face. He's like, not he's finished, but you know, it's like, you know, he used to drink the hard stuff. Maybe, you know, probably sure he did. But it's like, you know, you take your life to that level. You know, you gotta find a different avenue to recover. You know, if my speedometer is bothering you, because you know I like it that way, then what else you gonna do in life?" And then another thing, it's like, you know, I'm driving my car, like, bro, like I don't go and tell you, like, you know, hey, fix your sneakers, take off your shoelaces, change them because I don't like the color. You know, it's like, where's your mentality in that? You know, I'm not attributing that to the other thing, but it's pretty much the same. It's like, you know, I mean, are you that arrogant and dense, like, you know, you think you know, you own the world, and you can't even figure out a simple thing? And you're gonna label me evil and all the other stuff that you want me to be. You know, you want me to be a pedophile for you so you feel better about yourself. Like, what is that? You know, I'm not like you. Not all of you. I don't know who's watching this and that, but majority of people, you know, we're all different. I'm not a criminal-minded individual. You know, I try to have an honest life. I use mi cabeza. Y no quiero ir a tu empresa. Tu cumpleaños, porque no tengo un presente. That's the Brusky. He's a different kind of rhymer there. He's a little bit odd. Anywho, got home, safe, sound. Let's see, the lights on. 10:26. Everybody sleeping? Yep, kitchen lights are off. Gonna run to the house naked. Yeah, ladies. You know who has the most fun? In my little skimpy underwears with my belly hanging out. Gotta laugh a little, you know? And don't just come rushing in at once, you know, you wake up my mama. You know, you don't have to be an asshole about it. But anyway, it's, you know, you gotta feed your sexual desires, your prowess. Go into that Toon Dude faggot and tell him how to spell it. He's obsessed with it. It's a character I'm working on. You know, I have a billion people, you know, there's gotta be like a 20 something on people that just are just like that. I don't know if I do want to meet him or I don't want to meet him. I think I already did. Let me see. Lights off. Fog lights on. Oh, what the fuck? This is a bummer. Yeah. I've had to fully turn my the headlights on for the fog lights to come on too. Which, if the light bulbs went out in the headlights, it's alright, I think, because, you know, the fog lights would still come on. Yeah, it's a little bit lighter, and, you know, if anyone knows anything about fog lights, they're all the way on the bottom, they're small and round, and they give extra lighting without, in my opinion, being too annoying and damaging and hurtful to other drivers, you know, across the way. Anyway.